Hello, how we doing? It is the 14th of October. Bam and I have just finished a marathon lasagna making mission. Hi, Annette, darling. How are you? How are you doing, sweetheart? It's good to see you. So we've just been through our yearly mission of making lasagna. And it is a yearly mission because we make a year's worth, basically, in one hit. And it's taken us 3 days because I only know how to make this one lasagna one way. And it's the one I used to use for my work. It's the one I used to use for my business. And I used to make double the batch that I made, or we've made in the last couple of days. So we're knackered. I'm not going to lie. He's gone home. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He's already gone home, because he's wrecked and I'm wrecked. I'm not going to lie to you. Hey, Pawpaw's Kitchen. How are you, darling? And been doing really well. We'll be spending the weekend making parsley pesto. Ooh. That sounds yummy. That sounds really good. Really good. Oh, parsley pesto. Are you putting lemon in it? Just curious. Anywho, out of curiosity, curious minds and all that. So this is where we get to hang out. Normally I'm doing my budgeting live at this time, but I haven't had time to do my hangout and just chat and stuff hangout this month, and over the next 2 weeks I'm not going to have a Tuesday available to do it. So here we are. Ta-da! Hey, CNC Farms, how you doing, darling? It's good to see you. Thank you for coming in. So we're just hanging out. I do have a couple of little budgety things to talk about. One of which is, now you will know if you've been watching me from Arlington, Texas. Ooh. Cool. It's words is hard, man. What is this? Oh my God. Parsley, garlic, pine nuts, parmesan, and lemon. Annie, I'm coming to your house. I'm just fine. I'm coming to your house. So basically, you guys know that I am a big supporter of solar panels here in the UK. I think that every house should have them, and not just for hot water, which has been a normal thing over here for quite a while. We ourselves have moved into a house which we are incredibly grateful for the fact that we actually have 13 solar panels on the roof, because it means that our electric bills are cut by about 90%. Not going to lie. Okay. Obviously, because ours are on the grid, so we only get charged for electric we use when we're not producing sun, or our own solar power panels. So power. Oh gosh, words are hard, man. Seriously, words are really hard today. So during winter, that's going to be a little bit more difficult, because obviously we only, being as far north in the UK as we are, in the deepest, darkest parts of winter, we only get about 6 hours of daylight. So, obviously we're going to come up with other ideas. But this came through my letterbox today. Now, if you are in the UK and you are looking at wanting solar panels, but you're thinking they're redonkulously expensive, Down in the description below is a link to a website called the Affordable Solar Scheme. Now, it's run by the Energy Support Hub, and it is they're looking for people who may want an assessment to put solar panels on the roof. Now, it's fully done by grants in the UK. Okay, so you don't actually have to put out money for this because it's paid for by government grant. Okay, which is really good. So you can have a battery system with this one if you want it. We don't, because obviously we didn't put them in. So, we are stuck with what we've got. Anywho, what we'll say is that down below in the description, I've put a link to the website and I've put a link to the phone number if you guys want to sort out a assessment for your house to get solar panels on. So just go for it. Seriously, the opportunity's there. So basically how it works is the Smart Export Guarantee, SEG, pays you for renewable energy. So if you generate and put onto the grid, if you're not using the electricity that you're generating, you get paid for it. All right. So they will take that off the electricity that you use and the bill that you use during the times when it's dark and you're not producing any solar. It replaces the feed-in tariff scheme. Big energy companies have had to participate in SEG since the beginning of 2020. All right. So basically, if you don't have them and you need them, go and get them. Seriously, for the love of everything, go and get them. I know I've been banging on about this for months. If you've got the opportunity, go and get it. Now you go and get it. So just go and get it. Like, there is no excuses now because they have this new scheme in. You do not have to be on benefits. You will need to have a no-charge assessment at your property to ensure that this will work for you and your property. Okay, so I think it's more difficult if you live in apartments or flats or, tenements or whatever. It is more difficult if that's the case, but still ring them up, find out, okay? Because if you don't ask, you're never going to get, all right? We have solar panels on our roof and now in credit with our power bill. Exactly. There you go. So because I live in a government house, that money actually goes to the government, doesn't go to us, it goes to them. So yeah, I don't know what they do with it. I really don't care. But it just means that we get a lot of free electric during the summer, which means that I can have the dehydrator going 24/7 and it's not going to upset anybody, like Tanny when he opens up his wallet to pay the bill because he gets cross sometimes. Yes. Right, so there you go. Go and get it done. Go and get it done. That's all I'm going to say on that. Right, so there you go. So this month has been out of control busy. Last month was out of control busy. Next month is going to be off the walls busy. So Bam and I, as you know, have been working our butts off the last 3 days. We have just filmed 5 videos in 3 days. Okay, they're going to be, it's all to do with the same kind of stuff. It's all like a series of videos, but it's all 3 of them are part of Noodle November, which is the collaboration that's going to be run by Tony over at Kettle Kitchen, and I'm helping him with that over next month. So we've got 3 videos that are going in that. If anyone drops out, meanwhile, 4 of them will go in that. We've also done our November video because that was all part of it. Yeah. So there you go. So we've just done a shed ton of filming. So now I have to do a shed ton of editing, which is fine. It's fine. We'll get it done. So Tanny is taking the week off this week, which I'm very excited about because it means that his last day of work is tomorrow. So I'll be on Tony's late night live tomorrow night. if you're in the States, or, well, is it tonight? Tonight for you guys, if you're in the States, and it's tomorrow morning if you're in the UK at about 5 a.m. But I'm up anyway, so it doesn't matter because Tanya goes to work at 4 o'clock, so it's all good. It's no biggie. So, yeah, I'm doing that. And then I'm going to be on Daz's live. Daz's live on Saturday. Saturday night. Saturday night for us. Or early Sunday morning. So it's 2 a.m. Sunday morning for us. Oh, my God. But you'll have to go over to Daz's channel at my Aussie Garden and Kitchen to see about that. I know he set it up, so it's all gravy. So excited hearing all these recipes. I feel like I'm slacking on mine. I was just thinking quick, easy, and kid-friendly for during the holidays. Maybe I should rethink. There is nothing wrong with that. Go for it. It's just that we happen to do this mission once a year, and it just happened to tie in with when Tony wanted to do Noodle November. Fly, go away. So quick and easy for school holidays. I tell you what, it would be a brilliant idea. I'm not even kidding. There's a lot of people out there that, you know, they're struggling, and quick, easy, budget-friendly, kid-friendly meals, family-friendly meals that they can put together really quickly during the school holidays. Great idea. Go for it. I'm actually going to be working on a very special series of baby food recipes shortly. My sister has a very, very lovely young man who is my nephew, and he is 2. Now, he's only actually been on solid food for 2 to 4 months. And I can't really even call it solid because he's been on a gastro tube for most of his life. Okay, so he's learning to use his mouth. Okay, now he has oral aversions and oral sensitivity because of it. Because obviously, you know, he's not used to things being in his mouth. So he's struggling, you know, and there's certain things that he can eat and certain things he can't, because he basically has reverse diabetes. Okay, so as much as babies who are born with this kind of reverse diabetes thing tend to grow out of it, and he looks like he's growing out of it, but he's got other food related issues as well, and seems to have some allergies. So we have to be very careful about the kinds of food that we put together for him. But I have a list of foods, and I'm going to be putting together some very special meals so that he can have more balanced meals, because obviously her brain is leaking out of her ears at the moment, trying to think of ways to make him food at home, because the little pouches of purees and stuff, they're about £3 each, which is pretty much $3 in the US. And, you know, that's pretty expensive when you're only living on benefits because you're a full-time carer to your child, you know. And she wants to be able to do, and especially with the gas and electric prices as they are at the moment, she's going through about £100 worth of electric and gas a week, just to keep the house warm enough for him, because they have to keep, you know, him quite warm, and, you know, because otherwise he gets sick really easily. So I'm looking at putting some budget-friendly meals together for him, and showing her how that she can really, really strain it to a point of there being no bits whatsoever in it. Because if you know how when you make purees and stuff, if a fruit has some, or a vegetable has like little stringy bits, you know, those little micro hair things in them, he won't eat it. He'll just spit it out. So it has to be like a very thin custard. So anything that I make has to be a really thin custard. So it's a bit of a challenge, but we're going to get there. And I'm going to put these meals together for her. And hopefully they'll be able to help other people as well, whether they've got kids with food aversions or they just want to make some budget meals for their babies. It's entirely up to them, you know. So I'm just going to be putting that together because for those of you who don't know, I'm actually a qualified dietitian, nutritionist, and herbalist. So I'm going to be putting my dietitian and my dietitian and my professional head on so that I can help her with this. Call me a glutton for punishment, but I started a second YouTube channel. What the heck? What is this? Oh, you have a 2-year-old as well, Cece? Cool. Annie, what's your channel? Put it in the comment. Put it in the chat, please. I would love to see that later on. And we'll have live chat replay, so that'd be really cool. Yeah, I would love to see that. Yeah. So I'm actually involved with 1, 2, 3. I think it's 3 collaborations next month. I've got my Croctober video comes out on the 17th, so that's Monday, right? Yeah, because it's Friday today and it's the 14th. So yeah, Monday my video comes out for Croctober. And then I've got Noodle November, which is at least 3 videos, possibly 4. Don't know yet. And then I've got Thanksgiving pies, but I've also got Dovember, which we're putting another video out for. You reckon you're a glutton for punishment, honey? Dude. On top of that, I'm going to be creating a website for on top of that, I'm creating the website for Collaborate Essential. Now, Collaborate Essential is going to be a website where we can have all of the stuff to do with collaborations. For those who want to put their collaborations on there, they can have a place where everyone can go, which is a central point for all the information, all the updates, all the calendars and all that kind of stuff in one spot. It's also a spot where, you know, sponsors can come and say, I want to sponsor this or I want to sponsor that. It's where people can come and go, I really want to be part of that collaboration. Is it possible? And we can find out for them and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to be running that. I'm hoping that it will be up. I'm hoping it will be up by the beginning of the year. Oh, dudes, you need to put your links in. Prepping on a budget. Let me have a look. Oh, my goodness. Prepping on a budget. Oh, I need a filter. I need that to be a channel name, please. That's Prepping on a Budget UK. Is it the one with the little pink piggy in the thumbnail, Annette? Hun? Okay. Annie, darling, is it the one with the little pink piggy? With the gas mask? Is it a little pink piggy with a gas mask on it? Is that it? So if it is, I'll put the link in chat. Hello. Just let me know, darling, because I'll there's a few of them, but I figure that one, because it's got 11 subscribers. No, the channel picture is some clip art tinned food. I did post the link. You did? Hey, Tony! Okay, I'm looking for Annie's new channel. She's got a second channel, and it's called Prepping on a Budget, but I can't find it. I can't find it. I can't find it. Yeah, there's no link, darling. You just put the channel name, so I can't actually find it, I'm afraid. Give me a second time. Tony Bomboni. Okay. If you're bored and haven't got anything to do, you can pop up. It's above the comment, above the channel name. Okay. I can't see it, love. I honestly can't see it here at all. All I've got is I've got that, and then the next one is that. Okay, so I don't have the link. Yeah. But it's all good. We'll figure it out. Okay, we'll figure it out. We will. We'll work it out. And I'm sure you'll put it in the descriptions of your videos anyway, so that people can go to your second channel, because that would be awesome. And the same with CNC. If you want to pop your link up to your second channel, that would be awesome. And you can just pop it in the chat. That would be great. So, yes. What is it? So many collaborations, man. My brain is just melting with them all. I'm going to be doing a advent calendar for handmade Christmas. Okay. It's not a collaboration. It is my advent calendar set of videos that I'll be putting out. Oh my word, how do you find time for a second channel? Dude, I got 4. I have 4. Hey, Daz, how you doing, honey? How you doing? I was just talking about you. I was just talking about you. I was talking about Tony too. You know, you guys can pop up if you want. Come up and say hello, because we're just hanging out today. Kids in school. Totally get it. I'm going to be here for a while, so. Collaboration. Every man and his dog are running them now. I know. I'm not. I'm not right now at all. Okay. There you go. Just in case you wanted it. So yeah. So, but what I will be doing for December was I will be doing the advent calendar videos, and I am going to be filming those probably mostly over the next month. So it's going to be a very busy month. Very busy. But I wanted to show you guys something. I found my favorite book of all my cookbooks. Now, you guys know, if you've seen my videos recently, there is a bookshelf behind me. That is my cooking, prepping area. It's my dining room. There's about 500-600 books sitting there, and they're all cookbooks, every single one of them. Okay. 1:30 a.m. took my meds. Look like I'm on drugs, and will be slurring my speech soon. Better not join you. Okay. All good, dude. All good. I'm slurring my speech too, by the way. I'm stuttering like an idiot, so it's fine. I'm Englishing is very, very difficult for me today. So, you know, but I wanted to share with you my favoriteest book of all time. Now, this book I have owned 7 times. My mum had it. I've bought it 7 times because it keeps going missing. And weird thing is I only have 3 tubs on the chip, but they gave me a commute. What? That is really weird. Okay, so this is my book of the month. It is called Preserving, and it is by a guy called Oded Schwartz. Okay. Now, this is awesome. Okay, this book is my absolute bestest favorite. It is completely out of print. Oded Schwartz himself actually. All right, darling. Just repost the link. We'll also put it on my community tab on the Annie's Kitchen Urban Homestead channel. No worries. Oded Schwartz himself passed away several years ago. Okay, so it is out of print, but you can find the occasional copy of it. I now have 2 copies of it because if it goes missing again, I won't miss it because I have another copy. So this goes through a lot of more traditional preserving methods. Okay, so it doesn't include any pressure canning at all. So it uses the basic, so traditional preserving relies on acid, sugar, salt, and fats. Okay, that's what it relies on. And elements, so like the wind and smoke and things like that. So that's what traditional preserving relies on. So that's what you'll find a lot of in here. Now, this book is really easy to follow. It was written back in the 90s. It's a 90s book. So you get lots and lots and lots. It's called Preserving by Oded Schwartz. Okay. Got it. I'm hoping you got it. All right. So you have lots and lots and lots and lots of really cool pictures like this. Okay. So this one's based on tomatoes, and it gives you a very quick overview of the different types of tomatoes or ways of preserving tomatoes in this bit, but the link to the where the recipe is. Then you've got the pepper family. I mean, these kinds of things are absolutely gorgeous. Yay! Okay. And then we've got like the onion family. This one here, by the way, I've made this so many times, and I can absolutely tell you if you do not make this, I'll have to make a video on it at some point. But it's shallot confiture. Okay, and I'm hoping to grow some shallots next year, or starting this year, which is really kind of cool, so that I can make things like this. Yeah, I know, mate. It is difficult to get. Then we've got the squash family. The squash family. So all sorts of different ones of doing that. Then root vegetables. So it goes round, and it's really simple to use, and it just helps. You know, you've got meat as well. Now, these are the preserving methods that I actually use, and I'll be talking more about that with Daz on okay, fish and seafood. Like I said, I'll be talking more about that on Daz's live on Saturday night, Sunday morning for me, Sunday afternoon if you're in Oz. How's the cookbook looking? Right, we will give an update on that on Tony's live. Okay. tonight. I think it's tonight for you guys. It'll be tomorrow morning for me, but we will give an update on that at that point. Okay. We can freeze a pic from your video, darling. We'll figure it out. We can do that. So don't worry too much. Okay. We'll figure something out anyway. All right. Then we've got the citrus fruit page. Ooh. Doop, doop, doop. And then we've got orchard fruit. So your apples, pears, quinces, all of that kind of yummy yumminess. Pit plums. Soft fruit. Exotic fruit. I mean, this pineapple one, by the way, I've done that as well. And it, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you. So then you go to, it's got all the way through preserving equipment and techniques. And then you've got the equipment. So you've got a whole page on equipment, the kind of stuff that you'll need. Or more than just one. Then they'll go through hygiene and safety, because that is really important no matter what method you're using. Filling and sealing, the kinds of things that you'll need for that. Heat processing. So it goes through the different processes of preserving. Basic skills. Preserving ingredients, so it actually goes through a lot of the different ingredients that are used in a lot of traditional preserving. Flavorings, so your herbs and spices and things like that. Pickling and vinegar, so it goes through all the processes. Preserving in oil. This is labna, by the way. This book taught me how to make labna and to pack it in oil, and we have not looked back since. I'm not even going to lie to you. Ketchup making chutney. So it gives you all the basic skills and stuff. Drying fruit and veg, drying meat, curing hams. There's quite a lot of this that I'll be going through in different videos over the next 12 months or so. Because and then you've got like the recipe section, which is where you'll find all your recipes and things. But it is a beautiful book. It's so worth it. And the recipes are really easy to follow as well. Confusing book. I probably wouldn't do what I do now. So, you know, it is what it is. Love this book, looking around for it on the other monitor. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I totally get it. It is so worth it. It's such an awesome, awesome book. You know, because I think it's very important for people not to get stuck on one method of preserving. Because if that method of preserving is not there, what are you going to do? So it's always good to have options of different ways of preserving things, so that you've got that under your belt for different ways of doing stuff, you know. So yeah, I love that book. That is my favorite book of all time. Next to one that I have that that's my absolute bestest favorite. I do have another bestest favorite, and that one I still have to unpack because it's somewhere. It's kind of MIA at the moment. I better find it, because otherwise I'm going to really cross because I can't find it again. It's one of those ones that I just cannot find again. But it teaches about regional Chinese cooking, and it's got a lot of the original recipes and preserving methods and, you know, dishes and stuff like that from regional places, which is also a really, really important thing to me, because a lot of the cooking in regional places like Asia, you know, China and across Southeast Asia and all over the place have their own preserving methods for doing things. And that book actually teaches most of them. It's even teaches you how to make your own soy sauce from scratch. Now, I know that there's a lot of recipes on places like Pinterest that say this is how you make soy sauce. It's not quite how you make soy sauce, because soy sauce is a fermentation process that takes several years, or can take several years, so that's the stuff that's in that book, and I don't want to lose it, because it's quite precious, because that's the kind of stuff that I want to be doing more of, so that I don't have to worry so much about what we've got and what we don't have and all that kind of stuff and where it's coming from. Because as the prices go up, it's going to be cheaper to buy the basic ingredients and wait a couple of years to get, a good few liters of something like a really nice soy sauce that you've made yourself. So, yeah. And it also teaches how to make things like fish sauce. And it's just an amazing book. And I want to find it. And I better unpack it really soon, otherwise I'm going to probably cry. Not going to lie. That's like I said, I won't be able to find that one again. I found it by accident in a charity shop. And I just grabbed it because I suddenly realized what I was looking at. There's used copies on a book starting at $4.36 US. Yeah. I mean, if that would be cool, probably be cheaper to send it over to Daz than it would be for the $107 one that he was going to get in Oz. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh. So, yeah. How's that? That's, gosh. 40 minutes in, and I'm lost for wordies at the moment, because my brain has just exploded. My brain is full of, hey, Laura, how are you doing, sweetheart? How are you? Like I said, Bam's just gone home. He popped over for a few hours just to finish up the whole big lasagna making process. We've, out of what we made over the last couple of days, we've got, I think it was, is it 4 veggie lasagnas? Or is it 2 or 4? I can't remember if it's 2 or 4 veggie lasagnas, 6 meat lasagnas, and 2 massive mac and cheeses. eBay and World Books too. Yeah. I'm doing good, darling. I'm knackered. I'm not going to lie to you. What I did want to share, okay, so I saw this because I'm all up for doing like a homemade Christmas this year, okay? So buying as little as possible, not masses of, presents and stuff like that, but actually making things. So like I said, that's going to be another thing that that's why I've been trying to get all these videos done for next month now, so that I can get stuck into those for the December stuff and get them sent out. So, yeah, that's been part of it. But I wanted to show you guys, let's have a look. Share screen window. Ta-da, that one. Let's see if I can get this right, okay? Share it. There we go. Right, okay. So I saw this and I thought, you know what? This is a really, really nice idea, okay? Before we go and buy a bunch of stuff for family and friends this year, try asking them what they actually need. Now, this is something that I want to look at as something quite serious, especially for friends and relatives over here in this country, which is why we're putting together a lot of, hampers and stuff like that, and just putting in coupons and stuff to help them out as needed, or things that we could do to help them out. So maybe before buying a bunch of stuff for family and friends, the holiday season, try asking them what they really, really need. Maybe they need help with the utility bill, car payment, or the rent. Maybe they need a kid-free night and could use a babysitter. You could put I think this would make a really nice coupon book. You could do like a little coupon book for favors for friends, and family. Maybe they need a night off cooking and could use a homemade meal. Maybe they need help with gas for the car. Maybe they need a night out with friends. Maybe they need a cup of coffee and just someone to listen. Maybe they need help making the holidays bright for their kids. So, maybe you could go over and help make some decorations, or get the kids involved with making some decorations and stuff like that, and making it a little bit more, bit something special. So get the kids involved so that it's not all they've just turned up from school and it's just happened. You know what I mean? But they're involved with it, so they're more excited. So it may not look as sparkly and wonderful as it always does, but you know what? They're going to love it more because they've actually done it. Maybe they need help in some other way, but they either don't know how to ask for help or are embarrassed to ask. So maybe you could be the one to give them what they really need this season, rather than just more stuff. So I really, really like that idea. And I think it's a really, really good idea to do that. Like I said, a lot of our stuff this year is going to be handmade hampers with all kinds of stuff, whether it's edible or non-edible or whatever. There's going to be quite a few different things in there, and I'm going to go through making a lot of those over the next month. Listening to Blue while we're looking at books. It's all my fault. I'll take that one. There'll only be 3 of us again. Not close to my family, so we just stay home. I get that. This year is the first year that we've had enough space to be able to invite people. So Tanny has invited his 3 sons. And Bam will be here for Christmas Day. He'll be here for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but he doesn't do well around new people. So he's going to go home on early Boxing Day. And when Tanny comes to pick up some of his kids, and their kids are going to be coming over with their families and the grandkids and all of them for Boxing Day. So it's going to be awesome. And, I wanted to do that for Tanny. I wanted to do it for his kids because it's been an upward battle. Well, an upward journey, shall we say, since he split with his ex-wife, to get to know his kids again, and for them to get to know him, because it was a little bit difficult there for a while. So, it's just nice to be able to do that. And, he's got a grandson coming this month. So he'll be able to meet his grandson and have his brand new grandson, here for Boxing Day, hopefully. Touch wood. They have said they want to come, and that they're planning on coming. So that's really, really kind of cool. So they'll have their older daughter, who is a year and a half. Oh, she's a year and a half, and then she'll have her little baby brother. They'll be coming, and also his eldest son has a little girl, and she'll be coming as well. She's a little toddler, so she's about 3, I think, at this point, 3 or 4. So that'll be really, really kind of cool as well. So for the first time in a long time, I'm going to have lots of little kids around for Christmas, which is going to be awesome. And I'm going to be able to spoil them rotten, which means that I get to do the things that I like to do for Christmas, because I like to go a little bit mad. And my thing is to make lots of awesome little Christmassy yummy things and make things all sparkly and wonderful. And we haven't really been able to do that for the last few years. So Christmas hasn't really felt the same. And last Christmas, if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you'll know that last Christmas was incredibly stressful for us because of the upstairs neighbors, and to a point where we just didn't want to do it. We didn't want to do it. We didn't want to have it. I was doing it for Tanny. I wasn't doing it for anybody else. I was going through the motions last Christmas, and I never do that because I'm the first one who jumps down the glitter aisle, you know. It is wonderful that we can do that. It's really kind of cool. We should do a YouTuber's Christmas card exchange. Ooh. That could be fun. Hey, Cherie Nations, how are you doing, darling? It's good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. So yeah, we're just gonna, it's gonna be fun, but it's gonna take a lot of planning. And like, you know, I know it's October, and I know that, you know, we haven't had Halloween yet. We don't do Thanksgiving over here because it's not a UK thing. It's not an Aussie thing. So we don't really have that. So all of November for us is planning for Christmas. So, you know, so we do that. And it's going to take me most of November to get it all done, I think. Good. 50 degrees here in Kentucky. That's Fahrenheit, right? In Celsius is 10 degrees. Ooh, it's chilly. Ooh, chilly. Yeah, that's chilly. It's hey Tammy. Hey darling, how you doing, honey? Oh, it's good to see you. Oh, it's really good to see you, huh? So yeah, it's going to be a busy old Christmas. Now, I've just, because we've got all the stuff down from storage now, I'm slowly unpacking all my stuff that I had in storage that I haven't been able to access for the last 2-3 years, right? So I've just unpacked all my silicone baking molds, of which there are a few. I want to say a few, but so I used to collect this Baked and Delicious series of magazines, and it came in folders, and with every magazine was a new mold. And the reason that I did that was I did it for the molds. There was about 100, I want to say 100 magazines in the series. So I have just a couple of silicone moldy things. So I'm going to be using lots of those over Christmas. Once I've cleaned up the mountain of pots, pans, and containers from doing this lasagna week, which may take me most of the night to clean. I'm not even kidding. We've got so many. Hey, Cindy Brown, how you doing, darling? We've got so many dishes from this. I can't even tell you. My big meat pot, like the pot that I did the big lasagna meat in, is sitting in my shower at the moment because it's the only spot that we had available. I can't tell you, but it was there's a lot. I've used probably I've probably used all my pots, my big pots and pans. I've used all of them, and the slow cooker, and most of my large containers for the prepped veg and stuff, and my bowls, and my big mixing. I've got 2 white washing up bowls that I use predominantly for cooking. They're not used for washing up, they're used for cooking. So if I've got big cakes to do, like Christmas cakes and stuff like that, that's where I mix them in. If I've got big preserving stuff I'm doing, that's why I mix them. You know, hey, Patty Pan too, good to see you. You know, so we've kind of used all of them. And at the moment, I'm a little scared to go in the kitchen. You know, I am really scared to look in the kitchen. Was looking through old cookbooks yesterday. Chess pie. Ooh, that sounds yum. That sounds yum. Is that like it looks like a checkerboard kind of thing? Because that would be okay. Annie, I will tell you now, Annette, darling. The best place to find vintage cookbooks is secondhand charity shops. Okay, so if you go into like the Salvos and places like that, they will have loads of vintage cookbooks. I'm not even kidding. That's where I get some of my best cookbooks is from charity shops and secondhand shops and, you know, stuff like that. Janet Homestead, where you are, how are you doing, sweetheart? It's good to see you. No worries, darling. Thank you so much for being here. You know, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, because honestly, I found... Am I more overwhelmed unpacking all the stuff, or are you more excited to see all your things? I'd like to say a little from column A and a little from column B. You know, because I've got ADHD, if you send me out to the shed right now, I'll sit in there and just go through boxes, and I'll be sitting in the middle of the shed just opening things up and going, oh, look what I found. So, you know, yeah. So, yeah, so many women's weekly books in the country stores. Exactly. They are where I find the best farm cookbooks or farmhouse cookbooks or vintage books on cheese making or, you know, wine making and all of those kinds of books, or those little collector series books, you know, like Daz said about the Women's Weekly books, you can find like lots of little series of books and stuff like that. Each month I'm planning to go through some of my books and showing you, you know, like I've shown you the Oded Schwartz one today. That is my bestest favorite of all time. And if you guys haven't seen that yet, you're going to have to go back and rewind it. You're going to have to watch the replay. But yeah, so each month I'm going to go through some of my books and show you which ones. What I am going to say though is I have a very special place to be in 2 weeks today. So there will be no live. Okay? There will not be a live in 2 weeks today, because I'm going to be at a food event that is celebrating 45 years as a chef, and it's being run by Marco Pierre White. Now, so I have tickets for that for myself and Bam, and we are going to be heading out to Harrogate on Friday in 2 weeks' time. And we will be getting to meet him. Pierre Kaufman is going to be there as well. And Jean-Christophe is also going to be there. Plus, Marco's kids will be there. There's several other chefs that are going to be there as well. And I am beyond excited. I can't even tell you. Chess pie is deliciously very few ingredients. I was thinking its origin was England. It probably is, but I just don't. I recognize it, kind of. Yeah. So I have one Marco Pierre White book. One. And it is, yeah, I got the VIP tickets. I saved up and I got them because, do you know what? As much as this may be, it might be run again next year. I don't know. Because he's now changed it from this is the event to this is the first one in wording in some stuff. So he may be doing it every year. I don't know. And if he is, that's cool. But I just felt I really wanted to make the most of this opportunity. So I did get VIP tickets, and I will be meeting him, and I will be meeting the other chefs, and I will have the opportunity to go to the master classes, which you have to book separately if you get a non-VIP ticket. I'm beyond excited. I can't even tell you. In fact, give me 2 seconds. All right. Okay. Give me 2 seconds and I'm going to show you the book. All right. I know I should have grabbed it first. I'm really sorry. Okay. Just as well I know where stuff is, isn't it? Okay. So this is the book that I'm taking so that he can sign it for me. You know, I'm taking this one. Now, the reason I'm taking this one is because he uses everyday ingredients like ketchup and mustard and vinegar and Worcestershire sauce, you know. And I love that. I absolutely love that. So it is the Marco book you're after. Hang on, let me catch up with chat. I love charity shops. I hate cookbooks with long-winded recipes and long ingredients lists. Yes. However, you may not like my lasagna recipe. It's got a very long list. I would love to meet Marco Pierre White as well as Heston Blumenthal. Yes, I'd love to meet Heston as well. But for me, Heston doesn't really suit my style of cooking. Okay, I don't get into what is known as kitchen gastronomy or kitchen chemistry, which is what he does. That's a little bit too far. My brain can't compute a lot of that stuff, so I stick with more traditional stuff, and that's why I am a little bit more excited about meeting Marco. And to be honest, I've been following MasterChef Australia ever since it first came out. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. And I've been a MasterChef Australia fan since the get-go. And I love it so, so completely. The fact that Marco was in that, because he terrified me. He absolutely terrified me. He came into my place once where I was working. And, you know, that terrified me that he came in and I had to cook for him. He never knew that I got to cook for him. I never got to meet him. I did cook for him. And we got a very big tip, but, you know, he's never known that I've done that because he never met the chefs at the back, because he just came in as a everyday customer, which is great. So to me, he's the guy that I want to meet. However, I want to have some sensible and very intelligent questions to ask him. And do you think I can think of any? Do you know what I mean? I can't think of one. Not one. I really, really don't. No, I can't think of any questions to ask him. I'm like, my brain has literally liquefied out my ears and round the corner and gone, nope. I'm like, oh, crap. I need to think of something. I can't just stand there and just go wibble. I can't do that. I can't do that, but I probably will. Heston is a genius in the kitchen. Not going to lie, he absolutely is. But he's also made me think differently about some of the stuff I do. Like he did a very special dish a few years back that was on the Fat Duck menu that was all cauliflower. But it was 7 different textures of cauliflower, 7 different ways of doing it. And so I learnt from him to be able to put different textures of the same thing together and it be a complete meal without you realizing that it's a complete dish, because it's all completely different textures and flavors, but it's all the same hero thing. Yeah, molecular got popular after I quit being a chef and I got into it. Yeah, no, I never did. Well, see, towards the end of my career, before I had my accident, I was working in staff kitchens. I was working for charities that had small restaurants that they earned a bit more money for their charity through that restaurant. I was doing that. So I didn't really get into it either because, you can't serve up, his snail porridge to a bunch of people on benefits who just are there for a roast dinner for a $5. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't going to work. So, yeah. Me people, yeah, I know, right? MasterChef Australia, MasterChef UK is so much better. Don't like the lovey-dovey stuff the Aussie one pushes. What I will say is this, okay? I don't mind the English one. I have a problem with one of the presenters on the normal MasterChef UK and one of the presenters on MasterChef Professional UK, and it grinds my gears to watch it. I find it very difficult because I have personal issues with those two people. So I find it difficult to watch, although I do watch it from time to time when I get an opportunity because I want to see what they're doing. Yeah. Love them both, to be fair. Do not watch the American one at all. Yep. Tell Marco he blew me away years ago when he microwaved bacon. Yeah, well, it's not that I was starstruck. I just, you know how you have, if I ever meet my hero, I'm going to ask them these questions, and I had a list, but of course I didn't write them down because, I didn't think I'd ever forget them. But yeah, they went out the window and ran away and just went down the road. Yeah, so yeah, so now I'm going to have to rethink. I won't watch the USA one. They ruined it. I've never seen it. Oh yeah, my phone is out, so I disappeared. It's fine. I'm sure it's John and Marcus. No. You got one out of the two. I do have a problem with Marcus, and I have a problem because of my friend's daughter who used to work for him, and the way that he reacted and treated her was a disgrace as far as I'm concerned. She started seeing one of the other chefs in the kitchen. He beat her black and blue one night in a drunken rage. Marcus sacked her. Not him. He's still got his job. He's still working there. So, yeah, I've got no time for him. I think he's not a nice human being. And yeah, so as far as I'm concerned, I can't watch him. Yeah, I really can't because of that. Yeah, he is amazing. His food is great. But it grinds my gears to watch him. Do you know what I mean? It really does. And I find it difficult because I really love Monica. I love Monica. Don't get me wrong. So, I love watching her, but him, yeah, I wouldn't pee on him if he was on fire, to be honest. Sorry. But it's the truth. Yeah, but it is what it is. We all meet people, and people make mistakes and they make bad choices, and I get that. But I just feel like, and it's not the first time I've heard stuff like that come out of those kitchens, and I feel like it's very much a boys' club over there. Yeah, Greg's got a bit feisty with people outside of the kitchen. He's very well known for having quite a violent temper, and I find it difficult because I can see it in him. Do you know what I mean? When you've lived through domestic violence, there are certain tells that you learn to see in people, and there are looks and the way that their mannerisms and stuff. And when you've lived through that, you learn to recognize them. And when you see them, you're just like, nah. So he kind of, John, I'll sit down and talk to him about chicken all day long, like he's just done his book on chicken. I think I've got his book on chicken, actually. But yeah, no, Greg, I would sit the other side of the room if I could. Yeah. So yeah, no, it's been made public a few times that he's hit people while he's been outside. So, it doesn't surprise me because there is something about him that just, no, can't do that. I love those shows, Annette. I have them all. And I have them all on this little USB stick right there, right? I do. I have all of them. I have the Edwardian Farm. I have the Victorian Farm. I have the Victorian Farm at Christmas. I have the Wartime Kitchen and Garden. I have Wartime Farm. I have the entire series because many years ago, I was doing some research into, because I do a lot of kitchen history stuff, historical history stuff, and I do mostly medieval, Dark Ages, that kind of thing. And I got, I got to work with Ruth for a little bit, to, just chat to her and learn from her, because Ruth is an amazing, amazing woman. And what she doesn't know about historical food isn't worth knowing, So, yeah, over the years, I've got to meet some pretty amazing people, and, for different reasons. But yeah, at the time, I was doing a lot of research into historical food. So yeah, and kitchen history, because I think there's a lot we can learn from them. There is a lot you can learn from them, and there's a lot of cooking practices and techniques and things that that we don't use now, that we could use now, that could save us money and make it easier for us to cook outside or even indoors in a lot of ways, if you had your house set up that way. So, there's a lot of cooking techniques that have been lost over the years, and ways of cooking and setting up kitchens and stuff. and preserving food and things. And that's where my interest comes in, is all of those things. So I got to learn with her. Yeah, Ruth. Sorry. Ruth Mott. Yeah, Ruth Mott. She's the one. Yeah, Ruth Mott. She's lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Hey, Janine, how you doing, darling? Just got back from your COVID jab. Good for you. Yeah, there is a lot of explanation on why we do the things we do. And I think, learning those kind of techniques and relearning them is really important, because there's a lot that we can learn. There is a lot we can learn. And a lot of the skills from those times have been lost, and I think we need to refine them. We really need to refine them. One of the things that I want to do is have an outdoor kitchen that is based on sort of, there's a kind of Asian / Indian / Eastern European style outdoor kitchen, if that makes sense, for anyone who's looked into it. And they're very much been around for hundreds and thousands of years in different ways. And it's the kind of thing that I want to build and create and have, for ourselves, so that if we should need to, we have a way of cooking, that we're not going to miss anything because it's all there, that we can do it the way that, we can do it without having a big barbecue and stuff like that. Sure, we can have barbecue as part of it because, obviously, that's a relatively, modern thing that we could add to it. Always wanted an outdoor kitchen. Doug and Stacey use one. Okay. Cool. These ones, yeah, I saw a picture recently. I'll see if I can find it, if I actually downloaded it. I know I shared it on Facebook, and it's a kitchen that was found in Pompeii, which is very much like, it's very much like a bigger version that I've seen on one of the Asian channels that do the sort of country / food type videos. And it's got like a couple of little rocket stovey things that come off the side and one up the middle, and then you've got your grill in the middle, and then it's got like a very small little place where you just add in all your firewood. So it's, exactly, and I think people worry about things like that, and they go, oh yeah, but it's not a barbecue. And it's like, well, no, it's not a barbecue, it's an outdoor kitchen. It's like, this is the kind of thing that we need to be having and looking at, Exactly. Good old fashioned back to basics living. Since the whole pandemic situation, my home and garden have become my haven. Yeah. At the moment, I can't get out my back door. I've got so many pots and pans there. It's just not possible to even get to it. I like the more Central Americans type of kitchens. Yeah, exactly. But see, I think also having an option, it's important to have options, because we've been told now that we have to get ready for rolling blackouts, where, over the winter, we're going to be looking at 3 hours a day where we may not have any power or gas. So if that comes at a time of day, because they're not going to be planned, obviously, it's just going to happen. No one's going to know what's going on. If that happens, and we haven't made dinner or whatever, then we're going to have to be looking at what can we do? How are we going to do it? Because if there's blackouts here, there's going to be blackouts in town, which means, well, it's no good ordering takeout because they can't cook either. Do you know what I mean? So, and we don't always have the money for takeout. No, not everybody does. We don't always have it. So, having another option of being able to cook like outside, to me would be awesome. Like I would like to have a little wood fire oven. I'd like to have, yes, the barbecue grill type thing, but I also want to have one of these great sort of stoves. I don't know if you guys have watched any of the Asian channels, and I seriously recommend you do. I'll put a link to the main ones that I watch down below in the description later on. There are about 5 of them. I watch them on a regular basis, and I watch them because of the way that they cook and way they preserve their food. And I will tell you now that I've learned so much from them just by watching them and seeing what they're doing, and ideas for doing things, Do you have an electric stove? Is that more common there? I only ever cooked on gas. I have a gas. We have a gas stove and oven at the moment, but when our kitchen is redone, because it has to be redone because it's not disability friendly, and as I get older, my back is going to crumble even more, and I will probably end up in a wheelchair. So what we're looking at doing is having the kitchen completely redone. There are times when I actually have to use the wheelchair now, and as much as you see me walking around quite well in my videos, a lot of my videos now, I'm not standing up, I'm sitting down doing the prep work and a lot of the work because I can't stand for very long anymore. So our kitchen is going to be rearranged so that it is suitable for use with a wheelchair, because at the moment it really, really isn't. And it's very unsafe and very poorly designed, to be honest. So that'll be happening over the next few months. And when it does, we're going to get a combination stove, I think. I don't like... In Australia, we had electric stoves that either had the ceramic tops, like the little round hot plate type things, or the spiral tops, I love them. Not got a problem with them at all. And since we have the solar panels, that's great. However, over here, the induction hobs are becoming really, really popular. Now, I don't like them. I don't like them at all. There's a couple of reasons. One, they're not big enough for the kind of pots that I use. And I'd have to buy brand new pots to be able to use on it. And I use a lot of the pots that I have are really old ones that I've picked up at charity shops and secondhand shops and stuff like that. But they won't work on induction hobs. And I know this because where I used to live in Devon, I asked the landlord when he redid our kitchen if we could get a new stove, but I didn't want an induction hob. So he put in an induction hob, and it used to take an hour and a half to boil a pot of water. An hour and a half to boil a pot of water for pasta. So with the pots that I have, and I love those pots because they are a size that I know exactly how to make what I'm making in them. So we're going to have an electric oven and probably a gas top. So we'll just wait and see what we can find. The other thing about them is this: if I have a fall, which I'm prone to, I am prone to having falls. I've got quite a few, bruises on my bum in places where I tend to have a bit of a upsy-daisy from times to times. I've also been known to grab the top of the stove in between the hot plates where it's not hot. I've been known to do that. On an induction hob, I would give myself third-degree burns because the whole thing gets hot, not just the hot plate. So probably not the safest of options for me, to be honest. Yeah, but we'll just wait and see what happens and what we can find and that kind of stuff. So we'll just see how we go. I built a large rough brick grill with the intention of building a structure around it. Since it is large, it can be used as an outdoor pit for cooking with pots and pans. Cherie, that's awesome. I love that. I absolutely love that. So what I was telling you was that Tanny's taking the week off. Tanny is taking next week off, which means he's putting the greenhouse up, which means I'm getting my front garden fence, which means he's getting rid of that horrible gravel at the front, putting it around in the front bit of the garden where he's going to be parking his van, and I'll have the back bit for growing in. Yay! So I'm really, really chuffed to bits. So he's going to be getting onto all the jobs that he's been wanting to get onto for ages and hasn't had time to do it. So he's also going to be sorting out the office, because so far, if I turned my camera around right now, you'd be like, how on earth are you even sitting in there? Because it's just piled high with boxes and there's stuff everywhere and it's just such a mess. I can't even tell you. Okay. So, you know, it'd be nice to have it sorted. He's going to get some shelves up for other things that we need to do. Yeah, there's quite a few things that he's actually doing. He's getting the loft ladders put in. He's got this big list of things. And meanwhile, he also wants to take me off to Leeds, which is great, because I want to go to Leeds, because I want to go to the market, because I love Kirkgate Market. I absolutely adore it. We will probably end up picking up the Christmas meat. Probably, maybe, perhaps. I'll definitely be getting the meat that I need for my Thanksgiving pie collaboration video. So, yeah, I'll be getting that for that. So, you know, I can't see why we wouldn't get the Christmas meat at the same time, because it's probably the only time that we'll get to go to Leeds between now and Christmas. Yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of what's going on. It's kind of exciting too, you know, because, you know, he said to me, oh, I'm going to be under your feet. And I went, you better not be. Do I have a way of sending photos? It's okay if you don't disclose that. I would have to swim too far to be a stalker. Oh, bless you. I do. If you email me, my email's below, down in the description, should be. admin@thebluepixie.com. Just have a look down below and it should be there, and you can email me and I will have a chat and we will work something out of what you need to do. Okay, Daz, almost 2:30, meds kicking in. Better say goodbye now. Still watching, but you're talking in slow motion now. Take care, everyone. We'll sit and watch as long as I can hold out. No worries, darling. Thank you so much for being here, sweetheart. And have sweet, sweet dreams, my friend. And I'll see you tomorrow night. Yeah, that one too. That one works as well. Yep. I've got a couple, so whichever one works. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, just send us an email and it's all good. Thanks for that, Cindy. Yeah, that one works as well. So, you know, I do have to get my blog going again, actually, so that you guys can have some recipes. I had been doing printable versions of my recipes on Patreon, but I haven't been able to keep it up, and I feel really, really bad about it. Your phone may die. That's okay. So you did good. Do what you got to do. I feel really bad because I haven't been able to keep up with the Patreon, but it is on the. There is so much going on and has been going on in the last couple of months that I can't even tell you. It's like there's stuff, and that's just YouTube stuff I've told you about. You know, we got grandbaby coming in the next couple of weeks. You know, we'll be dreaming of lasagna. Don't know why. Mate, I've been dreaming of drowning in lasagna, so, I totally get it, But, if you want to swim, crack on. Yeah. So I'm not sure whether to keep my Patreon going. I'm not sure if I should. I feel really bad because, I've kept it at £1 or $1 to join my Patreon because I didn't want anyone to feel like they couldn't join it, and not get the information. I didn't want to make it. So I made it so that everything was acceptable to everybody for £1 or $1 or whatever it is. And I haven't been able to keep up with doing the recipe cards, which is what I was doing on there. I was making printable versions of my recipes so that people could have them. But I haven't been able to keep up with it, and I feel really, really awful. So I might, I've only got 3 of them. I've only got 3 of them. So I might have to put it up on the blog, but then again, I don't know if I can keep up with the blog. So like I said, these are decisions that I have to make for next year, because obviously the rest of this year I'm going to be incredibly busy, with creating I've got 2 websites to create, and my own personal one, as well as the Collaboration Central one, which is also my baby, just to say, because I wanted everyone who does collaborations to have a central point, or those who just watch the collaborations to have a central point to get information and see what's coming next and what's going on, I just felt like, that was the best way to go personally. So, but I've got my own website that I need to set up as well, because once the office is set up, I can get back to what I do as a day job. Now, my day job at the moment is that I'm an artist. And for those of you who don't know, I make texture art. So it could be anything from making little fairy treasure pots, Rapunzel Tower treasure pots, like that, out of recycled materials and air dry clay, which that one hasn't been finished yet, needs a lot more work, to I do felting. I do felting. I've just unpacked those recently. There's embroidery that needs to go on some of these as well, because they're actually pages for a book that I'm writing on, a positivity book. So each page is going to have a little thing on it, and then the rest of that will all be embroidered on. All right, darling, take it easy, Tammy. So thanks for being here, honey. So, I've got a lot of work to still do on them, and a lot of work that I need to get done. Eventually those will be put up for sale as well. But, right now I can't really get much more into it. What? Grumpy, are you coming up to say hello? Are you coming up to say hello? Come on then. Are you coming up? Or are you just going to sit there and meow at me? Hey, did you just wake up? Really? Did you just wake up? Kitten. Angel. Hello? Are you coming up? No, she's just going to sit there and cough at me. Are we still doing our Frugal Living collab next year? I think so. Pretty sure. We need to look at what's going on with them all and put them all together in a list so they can get them on the website, basically. And yeah. So just shoot me off a message on Facebook, Annette. Honestly, just shoot me off a message on Facebook and we can talk about it, Don. Little man is just about here and I need to put his breakfast together. No, darling. No worries, darling. You take care. Thank you for being here, Cindy. Cindy. Oh, my gosh. Oh, you see this? You see this awesome cup right here? You guys know how much I love my awesome cups, right? There's a lovely lady called Tonya who made this for me and sent it to me from America. Oh, I'm very excited. How cool is that? She made me a Blue Pixie cup. Oh, I love it. Absolutely adore it. This just makes me happy. It makes me so happy. It is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, yeah, lots of stuff going on. Lots of things happening. Lots of stuff still going on. For those of you who don't know, you might have, I've kind of touched on the subject that I haven't been very well over the last few weeks, and I haven't. And that's a new health issue that is something that will be ongoing and will more than likely require major surgery to sort out. But it's not something that will happen, immediately. It's something that will happen maybe sometimes next year, maybe sometime the year after, but it just depends on what happens next, really. So, yeah. But that's basically, that takes, unfortunately, what happens puts me in the hospital, and it does take a lot of energy out of me. So, it's not fun. It's not pleasant. It's very annoying, and it really gives me the shits. I'm not gonna lie. It just annoys me because it's like, oh no, one more thing to stop me doing the things that I want to be doing, and it can stop it anytime it wants. So, but I'm okay, all right, and I will be okay. It's not something that's life-threatening at this point, so that's a good thing. So I'm on new medication that kind of stops things from being really bad. So, we'll just see how we all go and just take it a day at a time and keep doing things. Next year is definitely going to be off the hook, and I'm pretty sure that we can, we really need to put a list together of everything that's going on so that we can put a basic calendar out for people, I think. Good pickings in Asda and Iceland yesterday, so freezer now stocked with bread until well into the new year. Yes, nice. Well, I'm subtle hint taken. Oh, good-o. Yeah, subtle hint taken. Hey, Joyce, how are you doing, darling? It's good to see you, sweetheart. We've just been shooting the breeze, just catching up and, stuff and things and, all of that kind of thing. My cat's been rude, but she just came in to meow at me, cough on my feet, and then go. So, she's buggered off now. So that's fine. That's what she wants to do. She came in, meowed and coughed and left. So, oh, far out. So, yeah, like I said, in 2 weeks' time, there will not be a live on the Friday because I won't be here. I will be in Harrogate. I will be at the Great White Festival, food festival. So I'm very looking forward to that. I'm hoping to get as much filming in as I can. I'm really hoping to get, you know, at least some pictures and stuff going on. You know, so, you know, oh, thanks, hon. You know, I'm just me. Look, do you know what? It doesn't matter what's going on in your life, right? If you can't put a smile on your face, you know, I mean, the days that I can't put a smile on my face, I go back to bed. I'm not going to lie to you. I rarely talk to anyone on those days at all. I will stay away. So when you guys do see me, even if I have been unwell, I try and, you know, be as positive as I can for you guys, because you know what? You do it for me. You do it for me. So why am I going to come up here and be all grumpy and sad and upset and stuff like that? Because you know what? I really like having these chats with you guys. I love making videos for you, and I love reading your comments, and I love interacting with you. And, you know, if I'm just helping one of you, or, you know, that makes it worthwhile for me. It does. It really does, because with what I do is, you know, it's important. To me, it's important. So, you know, nice. So I just feel, you know, I put on my best face for you guys because you deserve it. You deserve it. You take time out of your day to come and talk to me. So, you know, the least I can do is be here and be happy and be positive. You know, yeah, some days it can be a little bit difficult. And with stuff that's been going on recently, you know, in this country and in others, you know, sometimes it can be a bit difficult. But, you know, what I do here is I try and find ways around things to make life that little bit more simple, that little bit more easy, you know, just to give people another way of looking at things, you know, so that maybe, you know, something they haven't thought of that maybe they can, you know, get some good out of, you know, to make things that much easier for them, you know, and that's just me at the end of the day. That's what I do, you know, and I'm bonkers. So, you know, I'm completely bonkers. And if you haven't figured that out yet, good grief. Oh, wow. You guys have had hurricanes? More hurricanes? Oh, my goodness. Good grief. Well, I hope you're all okay. I really do hope you're all okay. We're getting into it's going to start getting windy here soon. Very windy and foggy. It's definitely getting foggy at the moment. Tomorrow we've got a bit of rain in the morning, nothing exciting. It says it's going to be sunny. Yeah, we're pretty good this week, which is good. Pretty good this week. It's autumn, let's be fair. Oh, honey. Well, I hope you guys are all okay. Yeah. So I like it when the branches come down because I steal them and put them out in my garden so I can put them in my fire pit. That's what I do with them. I keep them and I put a big branch, you know, I've got a bit of a pile going. Much to the chagrin of Tanny, who keeps looking at me and rolling his eyes. Oh, Annette. Yeah, but that's what we do. You know, that's what, you know, being friends and community and family is all about, right? And, you know, we get together and we look after each other, and, you know, and that's, you know, if you can't help people, why are you doing what you're doing, you know? Yeah, I just think, you know, that's the point of what we do. For me, that's the point of the collaborations, you know, is bringing people together so you meet new friends, so that you meet people that you may not have met because they're in a different genre of community, so but they love, you've got that one thing in common, and I love that about collaborations. I really, really do. And I love that I get this opportunity where I can go live to talk to you guys. It's the one thing I really miss about game streaming, because I used to love doing that, and because of the internet situation here at the moment, I can't do that at the moment, which is very sad for me, because there's a big group of people that I absolutely adore that I can't talk to on a regular basis anymore, not the same way. Some of them do pop in here from time to time, but not always, but that's okay, so yeah. But we're going to look at wrapping this up, guys, because the cat is screaming at me again. You see this? Look, she's got the hump, right? She's got the hump. She's got the hump with me because it's 20 minutes from her dinner time. Okay, so she's reminding me that it's her dinner time. But she's got 20 minutes to go. But because I'm not talking to her straight away, she's got her back to me because she's got the hump. Would have had a lot here, Blue. We ended up with take huge branches from our oak tree. They were hanging on the roof after the storm. Jeez. Yes, we do. Lillian! Oh, darling Princess Lillian, how are you doing, my darling? 100 loss of life. That's really sad. Yeah, I will. I'm gonna. You've made Tony blush. I will get some rest. I've got to put another couple of. I think the lasagnas we've put in the freezer are frozen enough at this point to put some more in. So we've got a couple more that need to go in, which will be awesome. So we'll just see how we go with that lot. And as they freeze, then we can put more in and get them in because they need to go. They need to get in the freezer. But I'm going to have to rearrange the freezer, I think. I mean, Tanny said, oh, why don't you put cardboard between them? And I said, because if I do that, it's still going to be really, really, it's going to be heavy. So the one at the bottom is eventually going to collapse under the weight of the other ones. So I said, well, you just got to slowly put them in after they've had a couple of hours to start freezing so that you've got that opportunity to put them in because they've got a little bit of substance to them at that point. So, we'll just wait and see how we go and what have you. I'm so glad you're okay, darling. That's really cool. Oh, I'm glad you're doing all right, darling. I really, really am. Oh, thank you, Cherie. Thank you so much. Oh, thanks, darling. I'm you think we're related? Oh, bless you. Yeah, I'm just I speak my mind. I do speak my mind. I don't pull my punches. If I feel like I need to say something, I'll say it. Especially when it comes down to the budgeting lives, I will say what I need to say, and I'm not going to be nice about it if it's something that those in charge are causing harm to the people that live around me, and I watch it happening every day. Then I'm not going to be quiet. I'm not, while stuff goes on, because, the more people that are quiet about it, but there's a lot going on over here, and it looks like we're about to lose our Prime Minister, who's only been in the job since September. So, yep. We could be a lot going on here over the next couple of months. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to go because I'm starting to get a bit tired. I'm sorry if you've just come in. I love you guys heaps. You know this, right? But I will be in, like I said, I'll be in Tony's live which is his late night live over on Kettle Kitchen, which for you guys in the States is tonight. For us in the UK, it's at 5 o'clock in the morning. So if you're around, feel free to pop in. Larry for PM. Yes, Larry the cat for PM. Absolutely. You know. So yeah, I'm gonna take off. But yeah, go and follow Tony over at Kettle Kitchen if you want to go and watch that. 9 p.m. PST. There we go. Yes. Oh, thank you, Joycey. That is so lovely. I will have a good evening. I'm going to go and stack dishes so it doesn't look quite the schmozzle that it is out there. I'm a little scared to start, actually. It's terrifying. But you know, it's got to happen. It's got to happen. So if I at least get a couple of, loads of washing up done before Tanny gets home in about half an hour, that would be a really, really good thing. So I'm going to go. I will see you guys later. I love you guys heaps. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I will see you later on. Have a really, really awesome rest of your day. Blessings.